Hi friend, welcome to day number 27 of Simply Manifesting, 33 days to getting your heart's desire. If you would please join me with 3 grounding breaths, which I seem to always be needing these days. When we do these breaths, just allow yourself to get into the present moment, to let go of all of the things that are heavy on your heart, all the things you're worried about, the things you're upset about. They're all going to be waiting for you, but just take a moment to be mindful, to be all into this present moment. And we'll breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. In through our nose and out through our mouth. In through our nose and out through our mouth. Okay, thank you so much for that. Today I couldn't decide if this should be called Obstacle Love or Dance with Difficulty. I kind of liked both of them. You guys can vote and let me know after. So we have spoken already in this series about resistance, about the limiting beliefs we hold in our head, the negative loops we spin, the people we surround ourselves who say you can't do that or who are you, and usually we're our own worst enemy. We've kind of talked about that in different ways of handling resistance that comes up as we're moving forward in manifesting the life that we want. Today we're going to talk about obstacles. Now, obstacles are inevitable in life. We all know they're coming. We all know someone's going to die. We all know someone's going to get sick. We all know someone's going to get divorced. Someone's going to lose their job. Someone's going to get a pain or an ache. Like, we all know that stuff is a part of life, right? So we can kind of just right now prepare ourselves for that's coming. How will I choose to show up? How will I choose to treat myself during that obstacle? And what will I do with the obstacle? Will you act shocked, dramatic, and devastated every time one presents itself, or will you welcome it, hear it, learn from it? Every single thing in life is talking to us, teaching us and guiding us. Your coworker, your stiff neck, or possibly even your divorce. They each show up with a loving lesson if we are awake to receive it. Do you have an amazing relationship with a coworker? Look at why it is successful and use the same skills in a more challenging relationship. Do you have a pain in your shoulder? Have you spoken to that pain and listened to what it was here to tell you? And it could sound like this: hello, pain. Welcome. What are you here to teach me? When we have this approach, as silly as it may seem, we allow ourselves to connect with the pain and really to the world in a new way. The same principle can be applied with our obstacles that we encounter. If we dread them, avoid them, or fall down and stay stuck in them, we are missing the beauty or the lesson that the obstacle is trying to teach us, and will possibly linger until we do receive the information that it's here to tell us. And sometimes you'll get an ache or a pain and you'll just keep pushing through it and ignoring it, and then it gets worse and worse and worse, and finally you have to get shoulder surgery and you're laid up for 8 weeks. So it's good to just be aware that even your body is speaking to you, and people are speaking to you, and people who cut you off on the freeway, they're all showing you the work that you have to do inside. Knowing that we are connected to the greatest source of energy and we are supported without having to do a damn thing, and also knowing that every interaction is for our learning and growing, we can start to embrace the obstacles that show up along the way. Or at least recover from the sucker punch quicker. It could sound something like I said earlier: welcome friend, what are you here to teach me? If you lost your job, maybe the universe is gently nudging you to a job that you will love. If your husband cheats and leaves, your learning from him was over. That relationship has run its course. If he didn't make that move, you would have settled in and stayed in a marriage that does not best serve you in happiness, evolving, or loving. The bumps, the bruises, the skin knees, and the bone-shattering moments are where we can become our greatest self. And because I always like to give an example, I had a bone-shattering moment. My oldest son, Charlie, kind of struggled. He had struggles his whole life, and as he got older, they intensified, and we went to every therapist, every doctor, every program, every medicine, every to try and help him. And by the time he was 13, he had been diagnosed with bipolar, been diagnosed with Asperger's. He had been diagnosed with, I mean, just a whole, mood disorder and well, that's bipolar, but all kinds of things. Like a list of things he got diagnosed with and treated for. And things got so bad at the end when he was 13. About a year before that, a therapist said, you need to send him to a therapeutic boarding school. And I said to the therapist, F you, do your GD job. I'm paying you to help us, right? And it was just this desperation, somebody help us. And things got so bad and so heavy in our home. And I had 4 younger kids than him. So he was getting all of my attention, and I wasn't even able to care that much for my other kids. And Dave was traveling, and finally, I just remember one day just sitting down and crying and saying, I have to send you to a therapeutic boarding school. And Charlie goes, I know you do. Like, he felt bad. And he said, I don't want to go, but I get it. I know. And so it reached this point where I felt like I was carrying him around on this giant platter for 13 years. And it got so heavy I couldn't do it anymore. So I had to go to Boise, Idaho, and set him down and walk away. And I remember when I got home and I got in bed, it's the first time I felt just bone-crushing devastation, because I felt like my only freaking job is a mother, and it's to take care of my children, and I can't even take care of my own kid. And I went into this like spiral and this depression, and laying in bed, I didn't want to talk about it. I couldn't even speak about it without bawling, and it was just this big dramatic thing in my mind. And then as I let that story kind of settle, and as I started looking at my other children for the first time without this kind of heavy wet blanket I was wearing, I was like, hi, you guys, I'm your mom. Like, I got to have this new relationship and let them see me without this intense focus and energy in my home. And Charlie got to stand up and find out who the heck he was without this looming, hovering mother trying to do everything for him. And as I worked that program with him for 2 years, I would fly in for long weekends and learn all about these different skills. I applied all of them into my home. So when Charlie came home, we were on the same kind of program as he was there. Everyone was in check. I got to heal. I got to find out who I was as a mother. I got to realize what a mother really meant. It's not what I thought my kid should be or who I hoped he'd be. It's learning to love and parent the child that he is and stepping the F back and letting him be himself, warts and all. And as I did that for him, I did it to myself. And really, I feel like after I got all the lessons Charlie came to teach me, he got to just drop that and live a normal, whatever that means, life. Making out with girls and playing basketball. I mean, whatever is going on. So he's having a good life now, and I got the lessons. And it went from this heartbreaking thing that I thought was going to destroy me and I was a failure to the best thing I did as a mother. The best gift I gave him, the best gift I gave myself, and the best gift I gave my family. So these bone-shattering things. And then in the end, when I got asked to be part of the GIO's Global Wellbeing app, and I got to do my parenting stuff, I had this whole other aspect of knowledge that I learned from my heartache, right? So we can use everything for our growing and healing and learning. And, now I'm in gratitude that Charlie is one of my greatest spiritual teachers, for me to quiet my mind and heart and to soften and to meet him where he was and where he is. All my kids benefited from that, as a matter of fact. So welcome the obstacles and explore them. Listen to what they say, because the obstacle is talking to you, whether it's your body, another human being, anything that comes up. It's just there to teach you, and how you are with yourself and how gentle you are with you during that process is what's key. An obstacle can also be called a monkey wrench. A monkey wrench got thrown into the life I had planned. A monkey wrench got thrown into the life I had planned, right? We have these big plans of how things could go. Then a monkey wrench comes, we get cold cocked, and you can either fall down with a traumatic brain injury and lay there for a year or a month, or you can say, damn, that hurt, and get an ice pack and go, okay, what is that monkey wrench about? What is it here to tell me? And how can I avoid, by getting the lesson it came to bump me with, avoid ever having to experience that again? Okay, so that's it. I just want you to think about obstacles as a wonderful part of the fabric of who you are, where you have come from, where you are going, knowing more are coming, and using them as teachers instead of obstacles, and using them to build you up instead of breaking you down. Here's my quote, because I said monkey wrench. Grab the monkey wrench and use it to build the life you long for. So obstacles can be our building blocks, just like our childhood stories, to being our greatest self. Dear God, as obstacles arise, let us see them from a powerful perspective. Let us see them as an opportunity, although they hurt and knock the wind out of us, that we can take a deep breath and get connected to you, get connected to the greatest energy available to us, and we can move through or with the obstacle with grace and ease and come out on the other end stronger and wiser. I'm grateful for the obstacles that I have been given to work with, and I am grateful for all of the people tuning in. Bless us all and let us know our worth. Amen. Thank you guys so much for joining me on day 27. How can I forget that quickly? Today 27, I'll see you tomorrow on day 28. And work your list. You should be doing cornhole tosses every day with the list that you created, right? So as we deepen in our knowing and our awareness, you're still moving forward with your manifesting. And if you haven't, take a breath. It's okay. Give yourself a break and jump in wherever you left off. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.